Content rated by
I
Dre.
said
What I
the
want to
same
ask
thing.
you before we go in, because tonight we're going to be really talking about deliverance, but since we're
Yeah.
parked right here on the Hebrew Israelites, because I remember when we were engaging with them before, you remember when they were doing the prophecy thing was going around, and you sent me something that I ended up using when I was engaging one of them. It was the prophecies that were fulfilled in the Old Covenant, the ones that they say affirm their position.
Right.
And oh, I lost my train of thought. But that's it. I wanted to ask you about the different, because there's so many different factions. And you know, my favorite Christian rapper used to be Eshon Burgundy.
Yes.
And he went left.
Yes,
And
he did.
he's got his own doctrine, Sakari. You got the ones that say white people are Esau. You got the other ones that go ahead and let white people come in. Do you know each group's different theology?
Not to a T, but I can tell you this much. So, one thing's for sure, two things for certain, that regardless of the factions, like we have denominations, right? One thing that all of the Hebrew Israelite camps can agree on is that they are the true Israelites. That is something that no matter if you're part of any of these camps, that is the one thing that they all agree on, that they are the true Israelites. No doubt about that, right? Now, you have some camps who do not adhere to I'm not saying that same, but I will say that you have some camps who, like you said, they only allow African Americans to come in. IUIC is prominent for that, right? They only allow African Americans, Native Americans, all those people. But then you have camps like, I believe, GMS, who actually allow people who look like you into their camps, which is
they put
odd.
on the old garbs. Yeah.
Yep, they put on the old garb, and you're probably asking yourself, like, wait a minute, like, why did they allow him in to the group, but IUIC said, nah, you can't join? And it's because of this whole ideology of you are who your father is. And they take that to say, if you look in your lineage and in your history and in your bloodline, and your father was part of, and this is their ideology, a part of the transatlantic slave trade, then you are an Israelite, according to your father. Here's where that falls on its head. And it kind of goes back to the whole thing with the debate between Dr. Michael Brown and Gorilla Hebrew. Gorilla Hebrew is actually, by DNA, not an actual Israelite. He's not an Israelite because his father actually comes from the British Isles. And that's European.
Because it's all about your father's blood, correct?
Exactly. Absolutely. His father comes from the British Isles. And so that was one of the reasons why.
So he's mixed.
He's mixed.
Because he was light.
Mixed.
He's light.
He's light. He's light skinned. And I think either his father comes from the British Isles and his mom, I think, is white. She's white.
Okay.
So yeah. So there's actually a video, I think, way back where he actually took a DNA test and it came back European, that he wasn't a part of Judah. He was not a part of the tribe of Israel. And so one thing that you'll see in the debate was his constant debunking of DNA. And some people probably wonder, why did he do that so much? Because his DNA actually showed that he was an Israelite. So in order to keep him from falling off or to keep his sort of status, he had to tell people DNA is not a good standard for identifying Israelites. But I told someone this a couple days ago. I said, how much you want to bet that if that DNA test came back and he actually found out he was an Israelite, that DNA debunking section of the debate would have never happened. It would have never existed. Because by DNA, he's not an actual Israelite, he has to find some way to debunk the accuracy of DNA in order to keep his position.
Yeah, man.
Rated B for biblical. It's in the Bible. Content rated by Dre.